you know, if you look at the train example, when trains first came out, they were afraid that trains were too fast for our souls, that our souls would escape our body when trains first came out. So there's been fear of technology throughout history, so it's not anything new. So now, I know this kind of looks like someone who has food poisoning, but this is actually supposed to be the thinker. Stanford Encyclopedia of Philosophy did a non-exhaustive list of all of the main debates in AI ethics. And I'm going to go over bias and my favorite, the singularity. But I encourage you to check out all of the different fields because they need a lot of contribution. It's a very empty field. So, bias. Are we familiar with bias? Yeah? So, bias has a wide range of possibilities. You know, it could be a restaurant matches your preferences, or you've been denied a bank loan, or you've been denied your donor organ. There's a system called Compass. Compass determines whether an offender will reoffend. And there's been a kind of historical bias where a person of color would be more likely, determined to be more likely to reoffend. There's been a lot of false positives in the technology, which has caused many issues. I think a healthy analogy is like nature has created us randomly. We're creating machines on purpose, and we're bringing our biases with that into the technology. So what happens is we're going to automatically bring our biases, our data, our idiosyncrasies to this field, and we're trying to clear up to make more perfect systems, if that makes sense. I have two case studies. The first case study is at Google. Has anybody heard of the firing of two AI ethics researchers? Yeah. So Timnit Gebru was accusing Google of silencing marginalized voices. She co-authored a research paper, which was asked to be retracted, describing the flaws in AI language technology and large processing models. She gave an ultimatum to the team, and she was ultimately fired. A little bit later, Margaret Mitchell, the co-author, got the second firing for doing an automated script to look through emails to find evidence of discrimination against Gebru. And this kind of raises the question of what is responsible use of AI technology. The second example is a bit more new. In 2021, Facebook announced that it's shutting down its facial recognition software that can automatically recognize people in photos and videos on social networks, kind of like an auto tag feature. You know, this kind of reveals the permanence of data, collecting vast amounts of data, a lot of the danger in gathering data and how it would affect people. There was a racial bias aspect to it, less accurate, excuse me. And what's the problem with Facebook? It was barely regulated. The reason why they shut it down was because of outrage, not policy. So there's kind of this wild, wild west going on in AI ethics that needs to be solved.